Alright, YouTube. Right here is another little small update on the 135 gallon. And you guys probably saw my post, but I ended up getting another large roseline shark, or Denison barb, after my dad walked in the front door with it out of nowhere. The guy knows me way too well. But yeah, that was a nice little surprise. He is a little bit bigger than the other two large ones I already have in here. That's one of the big guys, and that's another one of the big guys trying to have a go at one of my rainbows. But that guy is just a little bit bigger, although you probably can't tell because the big guy is only like an inch or maybe half an inch longer than the other two big ones. And then it looks like these juveniles are growing pretty quick. Now, I also put in this little circulation pump in the tank. I got a weaker one just because I don't want it blowing all these live plants all over the place. I just wanted something to create a little bit of current and a little bit of surface agitation. And I never brought this up, but about a week ago, this bubbler was put in. A little disappointed because the bubbles are really, really small. And unfortunately, this air tube doesn't reach all the way to the bottom. And sometimes my big pleco will come back here and he'll bump into that thing and I'll hear it smack against the glass sometimes, but it's not hard enough to crack the glass or nothing. And I still haven't done a rescape on this tank like I was thinking about doing. And the reason for that is because my rainbow shark over here is very territorial over this section of the tank. If anybody comes like right over here, like in front of the caves or right behind the caves, he will attack them. Like he'll chase them away, and if they don't get away fast enough, he'll start biting them and all that. Or if they go inside those caves. But over here, he doesn't really mess with anybody else except the cories. But I feel like if I were to do a rescape on the tank, there's two possible scenarios. The first one being that he chills out, and the second one being that he says, you know what? This whole entire tank is mine now. And then next thing you know, he's just chasing everybody all over the tank. And I don't want that to happen. Now, people always say, when you're adding a rainbow shark to your community tank, add them last. Well, this rainbow shark was one of the last fish added to my tank at one point, and he immediately established this part of the tank as his, and that he was the second in command when it came to being the tank boss. The only one he does not mess with is the foot-long pleco that I have in here. Now, I'm pretty sure the reason why he ended up like establishing his dominance in the tank almost instantly despite being one of the newer fish was because I got him a month or two ago and he was already 5.5 inches long. And I just fed them right now, so he is a little extra feisty. As you can see, like that rose line was just like right over here when he typically chases them when they're like over here. But during feeding, he'll extend his territory a little bit to this area of the tank. Yep. He's fast too. Like, the last rainbow shark I had in here, he was kind of slow. But this guy is a lot younger and not as chubby, so he can pretty much keep up with those rose lines pretty easy. So they try to get out of here as fast as they can. And I have noticed that they have gotten a little smarter. Like most of the time when I watch the tank, they're either hanging out up there or around this area of the tank. They hardly ever go like in front of the cave or inside the caves unless it's feeding time. That's when they get a little stupid and go into the rainbow shark's territory, or when they know the rainbow shark's not in that area. They seem to actually know when the rainbow shark is present. But I don't plan on I don't plan on adding any more fish anytime soon, because to me, this tank is fully stocked. I have that foot-long pleco who probably already creates a lot of waste in here. And altogether, I already have like 29 fish in here, which is right around the typical stock I keep in my tank, anywhere from like 25 to 35 fish. And so yeah, there's probably not going to be any more new fish added in here for a long time. But that roseline shark was a nice little surprise. I'm not going to go out. Okay. I was just talking about how this rainbow shark only chases the other fish when they're in this part of the tank, but now he seems to be a little extra feisty because it's feeding time right now. But yeah. I know some people are going to comment saying, get him out of there. He's going to kill all your other fish. And I've almost never had rainbow sharks push other fish to that point where they start dying of stress and all that. And this is going to sound kind of selfish, but I'm sorry, guys. That rainbow shark is probably one of my favorite fish in here. I kind of do choose him over the roselines and the rainbows and all that. But okay, I guess he pretty much has gotten to that point where he's like, okay, this whole tank is mine. I'm just going to chase all of you wherever we are. He really hates those cories, but right now I'm pretty sure he's just a little extra feisty because it's feeding time right now. And damn, these fish cleaned up all that food pretty quick. And yep, feeding time. Even the roselines are chasing each other. And the rainbows, they chase each other all the time. But yep, just some feeding time aggression. And a small little update for now. But as you can see, I got my foot-long pleco in here. It's a gold spot pleco. I'm not sure about sailfin. He looks like he has a normal sized dorsal fin. But that is definitely a gold spot L001 or L022 pleco. Now, sometimes I do kind of wish I would have just gotten a smaller rainbow shark, but this was an impulse buy. It's like, oh, big rainbow shark, I have to have it. I rarely ever do buy adult fish. Like, I almost never buy them fully grown. Like, I know I bought that, or my dad got that large roseline, and I got this large rainbow shark, but even they're not fully grown. Now, I saw that rainbow shark, he's about 5.5 inches. He's still got another like 1/2 inch to 1 inch more to go. So he's not fully grown. And that roseline shark is not full size either. He's only like anywhere from 4.5 to 5 inches, maybe in between. So he's not full grown either. Now, if I were to see a rainbow shark or red tail shark or roseline shark that was already like 6 or 6.5 inches, I would pass on it, because when it comes to buying adult fish, there's that chance that you are wasting your money, because for all you know, that fish could already be old. And I actually have had that happen to me before, where I bought a fully grown fish. It was healthy and everything. All the fish were healthy. The water parameters were good. And that fully grown fish that I bought would die like a year later. Nothing would be wrong. I wouldn't be able to figure out what happened or nothing. No signs of disease, normal behavior, and then one day just drops dead. Or starts acting lethargic and gets skinny and just stops eating and dies. And I can really only pinpoint it down to, okay, it was probably already old when I got it, because all the other fish were good. But that's why I rarely ever buy fully grown fish. And when I got 3 of these Bosemani rainbows to add to my rainbow fish group, I did see a fully grown Bosemani rainbow fish at the fish store, and I was like, oh wow, that looks awesome. But I just controlled myself, did not buy it. It was like a $40 fish too, fully grown Bosemani rainbow. And for all I know, that thing could have already been like geriatric, which means pretty much old, and I wouldn't want to waste my money on a fish that's probably going to die in a year or so. But yeah, that's all for the update on the 135 for now, and I will see you guys in the next video.